Hello viewers, welcome to Codifos. Uh, I'm very happy to see you in another video. In our first video, we are talking about cricket performance program, where we can able to calculate a player's strike rate, economy, as well as we can assign them a score based on which is kind of similar to the ICC rankings. Today, we are going to see a program where we are going to simulate a cricket match. Yeah, we are going to simulate a cricket match with each and every ball. Like here, we are going to simulate a cricket match which has around 5 overs. Around 30 balls will be played, and how many wickets have been drawn, and how it is a series of a game. Like if you're playing a game called WCC2, World Cricket Championship 2 or 3, there will be an option called autoplay, where without even playing the video game, you can get a final score. You can just choose for batting or bowling on this kind of a games. So it's kind of similar to this. We are just using a simulation. This program is entirely based on a simulation. We are using a class called cricket game. But first things first, let's move on from the first line of the code. We are importing random. Random means it will generate random number of choices, like maybe 5 runs or 10 runs or a wicket, maybe 5 runs, 6 runs or a wicket or something else. This is the random number of choices we have here. First we are going to import the random. After the third line, we are using cricket game as a class. This is the main class. This is the one and only class which we are using in this particular program. Also, we are using a function def initiate underscore underscore initiate underscore underscore. Initiate means the first function when you create an object for this class. This is the first ever function which will get initiated. This is one of the built-in functions in Python. You can learn more and more detail about it on anywhere else in the internet. So first things first, and we are using assigning a variable called self, which is also quite familiar in Python. You can also check it out what is meant by self and how it is working in the Python programming language on anywhere else in the internet. Next we move on into a teams, which is one of our biggest variables. We are using teams colon tuple string. Tuple is a list. Tuple is an unmutable, like you cannot change the values inside a tuple. We are considering two strings. That means teams means in like England or Scotland, Netherlands or South Africa or anywhere else. Like we are assigning two teams, the name of two teams in two strings in a variable called teams. If the length of teams does not equal to 2, like that means for cricket match only two teams played at once. So that is one of the most familiar thing for most of the sports, but here also we are using this condition. If the team's length is more than 2 or less than 2, it will raise a value error. Also, we are going to create a variable called self dot teams equal to teams, self of scores. That means the score of the team. Like we are saving it in a dictionary, which the value would be, the team name would be a string and the score would be an integer, which is equal to team of 0. Like the first initial score would be 0, the runs would be 0. Next, the same things applies for the wicket, same thing applies for the bowled balls, which will be 0 at the initial stage, and it will gain over and over again. Afterwards, we have only 5 limited over. It is a limited over cricket. You can put you can also put 50 overs if you like. In cricket, we have 6 balls to be bowled per over. So we are using self dot balls per over is equal to 6, and again we are going to have a function called play ball. Like it will choose the each and every ball. We are also using a variable called self, which is also a built-in variable, which is way more powerful in Python. Also team of strings, the team name would be saved in a string, like the team's name, India, South Africa, or something else, you know very well. And if self balls played of team which is greater than or equal to self of overs into self of balls per over, like we are considering a condition. In cricket we have 6 balls per over, and in this code we are using only 5 overs. So if the overs exceeded, uh, if 30 balls have been bowled, the program will get terminated, or otherwise self wickets. If the wickets goes about 10, like you have only 10 wickets in a cricket match, so if all the 10 wickets have dropped, it will become, it will terminate the program. Also it will raise a value error in innings over for the team. Outcome, the outcome would be the run or wicket or something else. Random choices we are giving. For this code we are using a variable name called population. Random means which is, we have imported a Python library which creates random choices. Weights means this is the built-in functions parameter. We are giving the probability, like for one run there is a 30 percentage probability, for 2 runs there is a 25 percentage probability, for 3 runs there is a 15 percentage probability. And we are avoiding dot balls in this particular simulation. K is equal to 1, it will count for each and every ball, and it will initialize at 0. If outcome becomes wicket, the self of wickets gain an point. Like if there is a wicket drop, if the random choices chooses a wicket, w as the outcome, it will count as a wicket, else it will count as score. It will count as the score, and balls played, each and every ball will get counted in this particular thing. That's why we are using plus or equal to. Def play innings self team, the same thing applies for here. String is equal to none. Print and starting for innings for the team, like this is the initial stage, while self balls played of team which is less than uh, the overs and less than 10 wickets, the program, this function will get initiated. Like if 13 balls 30 balls and less than 10 wickets, the program will get initiated, except value error we are going to print it as a value error. If the innings finished with score, it will show the team score. And def start match which is our final function. We are using the self variable at here also, and it also starts from none. If play innings self of team 0 1, play innings self of teams 1, that means 0 and 1, team 1 and team 2, that will initiate this line of function. This function is get called here in the start match. And scores, self scores, the scores function has been called here as well. And also afterwards it will gain the scores. End of the line, if the score of team 1 is greater than team 2, the team wins, or the score second team scores higher runs, the second team wins, or else the match would be get drawn. And here we are considering two teams is equal to New Zealand comma Scotland. We are using the derivatives we have initialized in the beginning. Teams is a tuple of strings. We are using a tuple of strings. Game is equal to cricket game of teams, which is our class. We are created an object called game. Game dot start match. Start match will initiate the final function here. It will initiate the final function here. Well, this is the code. When we run it, it will give you a value like first ball, second ball, third ball, and afterwards innings finished for Scotland with score of 72 for 0. New Zealand already scored 74 runs, Scotland scored 72 runs, New Zealand wins. And again if we run this time New Zealand wins. Again if we run this time Scotland wins. And also the probability is very low, so in this particular code you wouldn't lose more than 3 or 4 wickets here. And also this is the code entirely itself. Meet you in another video. If you have any doubts, you can drop your doubts in the comment box. I will upload the Git tutorial as soon as possible in this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I am Shri. You are watching Cody Force. Thank you very much.